Namaste students. Today we are going to start with the bridge course. In today's class we are going to discuss about the government. Government is very important for us. Why is it so? Then what is the meaning of the government? What are the activities done by the government? So all these points that we are going to discuss in today's class. Government is very much required because to make the people to follow the rules and regulations. In the earlier stage, the king was the person in a kingdom who has the rights to make some rules and regulations where the people of that kingdom was supposed to follow those kind of rules and regulations. But in modern days we have a government, and this government is nothing but a elected body. So we have a question in our mind: what is a government? So government is nothing but it is an elected body by the people to make some rules and regulations and to look after the welfare of the people, and also to form different types of policies for the welfare of the people of the country and as well as the state. So here the government is very much necessary to frame the rules and regulations for the people so that we can follow those rules and regulations and the country can be ruled by the elected representatives, and without any confusions they can make some rules and regulations for the welfare of the people. Now, we know that India is a big country and it is a multi-religious country, and even though the population of our country is also more, we are huge in a population, but still we need some rules and regulations to be followed, and that rules and regulations are being made by the government. So government is nothing but an elected body by the people which is going to make some rules and regulations. So now we are going to just study about the different types of governments and how it is going to make the rules and regulations for the people and how it is going to look after the welfare of the people. Okay. As we all know that India is a big country which consists of lot of states and as well as union territories. So to rule this big country, the government has been divided into two levels in the sense, one is the central government and another one is the state government. Now these central and state governments are going to make their own rules and regulations. They are going to make their own rules and regulations to make the people understand those rules and regulations and try to follow those rules and regulations, and also to understand what is the situation that they are in and why this government are making such kind of rules. What is the necessity of following all these rules? All these things has been understood by the common man, has to be understood, and then they have to follow the rules and regulations made by the government to lead a happy and better life in that particular state or in the country. Okay, yes. We are going to continue that how these two division of the government will help the rule of the country, will help the how we can effectively rule the country. Now one example I will give you. The central government and the state government has divided the powers. The powers has been completely divided among them, and they started ruling the central government and as well as the state government by their limitations. I will give you one such example. The example is how the powers are being divided within them. That is, one is, for example, if you take military troops or military wing, or whatever we call it, military, that is the army, navy and air force, is under the control of the central government. Whereas the police is under the control of the state government. You have seen the Karnataka police, they are going to have the control on that is, the state police has been controlled by the state government. That is, Karnataka state police have been controlled by the state government. The Tamil Nadu police have been controlled by the Tamil Nadu state government. But the military is controlled by the central government. So now the powers are being divided among these two governments. And central government is considered as the most powerful government because they have to look after all the states. They are going to monitor all the states and the working of the state government. So here what we are trying to discuss is why government is necessary, and in India, even though it is such a big country, how it is possible for our government to rule it more effectively. So these are the things what we are going to discuss today, and what are the combinations of the houses in these two governments, and how the people are elected, and how they are going to frame the policies, and everything we are going to discuss. Okay, yes, we are going to just continue. Now let us go one by one, that how central government is formed, that is how it is, what are the different rules and regulations made by the central government, and who are the people who are involved in central government. Okay, so as I told you, the central government is responsible for the rule of the whole country. It is also called as union government. It consists of the president, okay, then prime minister, and as well as the council of ministers. So these are the people who are involved in the central government, who are going to take care of the activities of the country. For example, I will give you the situation as an example, that the country was suffering under the whole world was suffering under a COVID pandemic, and even our country also was suffered a lot. In the previous year, that is in March 2020, the government, the central government, the prime minister of our country has announced the lockdown. Even though he knows that, he was aware about the lockdown is going to affect the life of the people, that is the activities of the people, but still he took the decision to save the life of the people. Once the pandemic has been spreading a lot, the government has to take decision for this to save the life of the people. That is what their responsibility. So these responsibilities were carried out by the central government to make the administration much better and to reach the people for their welfare. Okay, yes, we are going to continue. The central government is formed and it has the law making body, that is the organization which makes law, that is called parliament. The parliament has the members. Okay, the parliament has two houses, one is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The Lok Sabha is considered as the lower house, and the Rajya Sabha is considered as upper house. So here the Lok Sabha members are being directly elected by the people who are crossed the age of 18 years, and the Rajya Sabha members are being elected by the state legislative assembly members of the different states and as well as the union territories. So this is about the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. When it comes to the president of our country, he is also elected by the members of the parliament and as well as state legislative assembly. He is elected for the term of 5 years and he is the head of the country. Then another thing is the Prime Minister will hold the responsibility of running the government and he is elected from the majority party, the party which gets maximum seats in the election, and that person, the leader of that majority party, will be considered as the Prime Minister of the country. And the Prime Minister is also have some responsibilities to take decisions related to the issues of the country and as well as the Council of Ministers. So these are the things which is about the central government. And as I told you, in central government, in the Lok Sabha, you have 543 plus 2, so totally 545 seats are there. And then when it comes to the Rajya Sabha, it is 250 seats are there totally. Among that, 238 members are elected and another 12 members are nominated by the president. Lok Sabha members, again they are also directly elected by the people, 543 members, and 2 are nominated by the President of India. So this is about the combination of the houses in the parliament. When it comes to the state government, the state government is also have certain powers and these also have the rights to make some laws related to the territory of their own particular state. So every state has its own state government. At a state level, the elected members, representatives of the people, makes laws. Okay, it has Vidhana Sabha and Vidhana Parishad. The Vidhana Sabha members are directly elected by the people. Like for example, if you take Karnataka is having 2 houses, that is Vidhana Sabha and Vidhana Parishad. The Vidhana Sabha strength is 224 and the Vidhana Parishad is 75. So the Vidhana Sabha members are directly elected by the people. Then there is a governor who is considered as the head of the state and he is appointed by the President of India, who will take care of all the activities of the state and look after the administration done by the Chief Minister. The Chief Minister of the state is responsible for the activities and his Council of Ministers is also responsible for the activities of the state. And the governor can check the working of the state government by looking into the issues made by the people and try to solve the conflicts between the government and the people. All these things can be done. If the government is not taking a proper step, the governor can guide them. So this is about as you know that the Karnataka state government, that is the Chief Minister of Karnataka state, B.S. Yediyurappa, is going to handle this situation of COVID-19 and he has announced some packages also for the welfare of the people, and he also announced lockdown recently to avoid the spread of the COVID-19. All these decisions are being taken for the welfare of the people. The government is going to always help the people when they are facing a lot of difficulties, and from the past 1.5 years, this situation has been created a lot of problems for the common people. So all these problems are being tried to be solved by the government, even from the central government and as well as from the state government. And If anybody tries to do some wrong things or something like that, who is going to be the authority or a organization which is going to have a clear check on that? That is nothing but it is judiciary. So judiciary is also one of the important organ of the government, where it consists of the courts. That is, the Supreme Court is the highest court in India. It is located in New Delhi, and the Chief Justice and other judges of the Supreme Court are appointed by the President of India. And they are going to just provide the justice for the people who are being affected by the different types of acts, or whether it's maybe civil or it may be criminal cases that has been solved by giving the justice for the people in the courts. Even the every state has an high court, and some states are sharing the high courts also. And the highest court in the state is the High Court. The High Court of Karnataka is also trying to solve a lot of conflicts between the states, between the different parts of the inside the state, and as well as for the people also. And the High Court is going to give proper justice by looking into the evidences and the proof, and as well as the Supreme Court is also try to give the judgment based on the proof and the evidences that they are going to be providing for the court. All these are the organization is going to be not interfered with any of the influences by the state government or central government. The judiciary, the courts are being not influenced by any of the powerful person, and they are not giving the judgment in favor of anybody, because the judiciary is completely independent, and this independent judiciary will also try to check the activities of the government. If the government is not doing the work properly, in the central level, the Supreme Court can guide the central government, and even the Supreme Court and the high courts can guide the state government also to look into the issue and try to solve the problems of the people. All these are the things which are going to do in favor of the people for their welfare, and the government is going to work for the hard efforts, or make the hard efforts for the development of the people. And once the people are being developed and they are going to be modernized and they are being able to work for the betterment of the country can achieve the supreme goals, and as well as it strives to be the superpower of the world also. So the rules and regulations has to be followed, and being a citizen of the country, it's our duty to serve our nation and as well as to abide by the rules and regulations made by the government. So all these points are related to the government. In the next video, we are going to have some different topics, children. Dhanyavad.